Hey guys, Sean, Leslie Live for Dummies. Test fire the HDX today. So I've installed the Home Defense 24 pressure housing, which removes the factory 2x12 gram kind of quick pierce and replace it so you can use a 90 gram. So this is a brand new 90 gram. It has a pierce pin inside. I don't know if you guys can see that. So much like the factory 40 joule version, as far as we can tell, there's nothing different about it. You would thread your CO2 in like this. And when and if you needed to use this sort of maybe in an emergency situation, essentially you'd have to have your marker like this, because you have to twist to puncture, and then for aesthetics you would have to get your buttstock on to look the part. Probably not going to happen, right? So there are some disadvantages of going this route. Now, Jeff McKay had set up his where he'd actually marked out a slot in the stock so that an on-off would kind of poke through. And it may be something I do, but my ultimate goal here is HBA. I like CO2, clearly, as you've seen in all my latest videos. I've been really working towards the M17 and getting that 16 gram to work, and the TIPX is not dead, but these larger ones are they're expensive, and I mean these on-off, so I'm gonna be using a Home Defense 24 on-off. They have a new one coming that is a 90 gram here and a 90 gram in the bottom. So essentially it would thread right into here, and then you could put your 90 gram right in the back. Of all the adapters I have, I do not have one of those. They also sent me this Air Magnum, it's called, HBA adapter, which is 90 gram. And it adapts down to ASA. And then I put my on-off in there. Make sure it's in the off position. I don't know. I like CO2, but the expense of these large ones and the chance that they could be empty, these on-offs, particularly this one that Home Defense did send, they do a pretty good job of holding. My other one that I have is still holding CO2. At least the gauge says it is, but until you power it up, I mean, you just don't know. I like the more compact cylinders where they're one-time use. You know, you puncture them, you shoot them. So ultimately, yeah, I would like to go HBA, but we need to test the CO2 first, because everybody that's tested this already has gotten like 45 to, I think DK got 51 prior to this housing. I had this thing rigged up where the 90 gram went into the factory tube, this guy, and I did see 52, but it was 30-degree summer. So what will this adapter do, if anything? I have no idea. I'm hoping to beat that record, but remains to be seen. So I'm going to use Joule V2 for this particular test. So let's load some up. We'll screw in our CO2 and away we go. Oh, I should mention this is factory firing pin. So I haven't changed this at all. And also I have removed the little brass top hat, the restrictor that's normally in this, and it's now currently installed in my M17. Go figure, right? All right, let's load it up. Dual V2s. Can see my skills have improved much. All right, it's in the opposition. Oh, you know what? I didn't put any lube in it. Should always lube before CO2. It is the one thing that has saved me in all my CO2 testing from blowing O-rings, like I see everybody doing all the time. All right, so I should put a drop in there too. Because I haven't used this on off yet, there's an O-ring that's inside here that seals right around this taper point here. So if you haven't used yours yet, it's a good idea just to put some, it's easier to put it on this sort of area here. Come on. There we go. Right her in. All right. All is quiet, so I'm assuming it pierced well. Obviously, yes, stock won't go on, and even if it did with all this contraption I got on here, it'd be sticking out the end. This air adapter is a little long to reuse your stock anyways. All right, let's air it up. Charged up, pin popped. Let's rock and roll. These are 8 grams. 276. $330. $362. $354. $358. $362. That looks like our tops right now. What I'm gonna do, well, she is all nice and set up, ready to go. I'm just gonna plop I'll plop 4 of these 9.9 grams in here just to see if we can do better. CO2 usually likes the heavier ball, allows for some more compression down the barrel. There we go. All right, 9.9 gram. $320. That's 50 there, I think. I have no idea what the Joule V2s were. I'll make sure you guys get to see it though. 326. Last ride ball. 330. All right, just gonna shut off my adapter here. Oh, wasn't that a pleasant surprise actually? Normally, the other adapter I have, or sort of the other on-off I have, when you go to turn it off, it's got a lot of pressure on it. This one just spun right off. So that's good. I like that. That's about it. I heard it fizzle out. All right, I'll take this guy off of here. What do we got left in here? Still got some Joules left. One last try. I do have this 90-gram adapter that goes to a 3/8 24. So this particular one will allow me to use my trusty 16 grams. I got one in my pocket here. You can see it's threaded, so 16 gram. I'll thread this in. Now, it does fit with the 16 gram there, but you see the problem. You literally have to engage it before you reinstall your stock. So whichever route I decide to go, this marker, if you're not keeping this, the dual 12 gram, the quick puncture, it needs an on-off notched into this somehow. So tear it up. Air it up. Does make it a whole lot more wieldy though. It's still front. You can see my hand shake. It's heavy, but it's a lot less cumbersome with the little stubby on there, right? Joule V2s. See what they do's. What do we have? 362 is the tops on the 88 gram. Here's 52. Are you 54? Wow, the 16 gram. She's banging them off. That's 2 shots. 3 shots and it dropped. 336. Oh, it's dropping fast. 292. That's like just under 30 joules there. But what was that, shot 5? 16 gram? This thing's pretty thirsty on the CO2 actually. Surprising that it didn't last longer than that. Granted, I do not have a restrictor in here, so ultimately that could be affecting the stinginess of the 16 gram. It does open an opportunity. You know what? I'm gonna run it under hot water. Hang on a sec. That's the hot water running, not me using the bathroom. Running under some hot water, let's see what it'll do. Now this CO2 is almost dying too, remember that. Oh, hey, 370, best number yet. But obviously that's cheating. But this does open doors to have, you know, cylinder heating hidden inside the buttstock with some sort of on-off rigged in. You get where I'm going, guys? Last one. Yeah, 272. Toss a couple more riot balls in there because I don't think that CO2 is quite spent. Oh no. Knew that was gonna happen. Well, that's how it goes. Gets 2. Because the other one already went down the barrel. Yeah, she's dying. Probably got one more in there, but I think that's gonna be it. $198. I'm gonna call it. Let's see. If you can push this with your hand, your little tit here, usually that means you're pretty much done. If you cannot push it, as in the you know, the other HTP and HDR, like if you're having to hurt your finger, you're not quite out of CO2 yet. Yeah, that was quite easy to do. Well, the 16 gram was interesting. It started off pretty good. Short-lived though. Probably mostly because no restrictor, but there are other CO2s available. 20 grams, they also have 25. I'm not gonna use that one. Saving that for, I have no idea what for, because it's expensive. Yeah. I think I did pretty good. I think I'm on par with everybody else. I will be experimenting with some HBA next. That's gonna be for another video because I may modify the pressure housing. I would like to see, you know what do I have here? Yeah, I'll save that for another video before this one gets too long. I think previously, this thing was like 28, 30 joules on like 1,000 PSI plugged into the end of the tube. Should be a lot higher, but I did have a restrictor in at that point. So now I have no restrictor except the puncture pin in the pressure housing is a restriction point. So that may have to go bye-bye. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, share. Watch for more videos coming up.